Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, back with another Certified Hood Classic. Today we're going to be going through some of the biggest sneaker news stories from the week, as well as some of the biggest sneaker releases. It was a sort of sneaky week for sneaker releases this week. We had the Salehi Banbury 1906 R pack that came out. These released on the Be A Sponge website. We also had the Asics Gel NYC Naruto collab, as well as the Air Jordan 1 Yellow Ochres, Midnight Navy Air Jordan 3s, and the Deep Royal and Vintage Green SB Dunk Lows. And all of these Nikes are, as I speak to you now, still sat on the Nike Sneakers app. So let's get into a little bit of news. And the first story isn't so much a sneaker related news story, but it is a Nike related story, and it does bring about the end of a pretty huge era for Nike, the departure from the brand of one of their biggest and most badass sporting signatures, Tiger Woods. These two have been together for 27 years, and in that time Tiger has amassed a crazy amount of accolades. He is, in a lot of people, myself included, estimations, the greatest golfer of all time. And so I'm not sure where he's going next or what he's going to be doing next, but yeah, this definitely spells the end of an era. Next up we have this story. Some stolen sneakers were sold to Cool Kicks, who then sold them on. This whole melee was covered by Not Tripping, so if you wanted to see this story in a little bit more detail, go over and check out his video that he made on this. But in a nutshell, a guy goes to sell his Travis Scotts in a sneaker meetup. The guys that he met up with essentially took off with the shoes, leaving him with nothing. They then went to Cool Kicks and resold them there, pocketed the money, and when Cool Kicks went to advertise these shoes, the seller recognized them, and upon checking Cool Kicks' channel, they even had a live video showing the transaction where the victim actually recognized the thief in the video. Now, after going into Cool Kicks to hit them up, they didn't offer him any kind of redress or recompense. They don't seem to have at this point taken any ownership over what happened. And there is an argument out there saying, why should they? They were just buying some shoes that came into the shop floor like any other day. Police at this point seem to be unhelpful. And the video showing the transaction between the thief and Cool Kicks has mysteriously disappeared since the investigation ensued. And so at this point, the victim is Travis Scottless and moneyless. I don't know if you guys saw this video here of a family or a guy and his wife who were denied entry into a fancy sushi restaurant because they were wearing Nike Air Force Ones.
Because the white lady had on sneakers.
The white lady doesn't have sneakers.
She has Adidas sneakers on at your bar.
I'm not letting Air Force Ones in my establishment.
And this has gotten a few people's backs up because the irony of the situation is that the owner is in fact himself wearing sneakers, a pair of Air Jordan 5s. What the guy in the line is arguing is that a woman ahead of them is wearing some Adidas sneakers, and so there's a bit of a double standard at play here. Given the location of this fracas, some other people have been pointing to some other reasons as to why these people were denied access to the restaurant, but let me know what you guys think down below. So let's get into some sneaker news, and we'll start things off with some new images that we've seen of the Air Jordan 1 Low Travis Scott in the Elkins colorway or the Canary Yellow colorway. These fresh images show the shoes in some really good lights, and we can get a really good sense for the quality on the leather as well as the bright, vibrant colors. The rumors around the stock for this model is that these are going to be one of the most numerous Travis Scott models to date, with something in the region of over 100,000 pairs. Why did they have to make the worst Travis Scott one ever the most voluminous of all time? Either way, I do think this is kind of a nice colorway. I know a lot of people out there are slating these and rubbishing these. I think it is a cool, vibrant summer colorway. I'll still definitely be going for these, although I'm not going to be that mad if I miss out. Nah, I probably will still be mad if I miss out. We also saw some images of a Jordan 1 Travis Scott Low sample. This is another fragment colorway, and there was a day or two during the week where people were excited about this being another potential collab coming out this year, but these rumors have been quashed. These are samples. They are going to stay samples, although you know how these sneaker rumors work. One day they're releasing, the next day they're not releasing, so I wouldn't even be surprised if these did actually come out at some point, but I think these are really, really nice. You guys might have seen these during the week. This is the Cold Wall Nike Air Max Plus Dry Paints colorway, and a lot of people are wondering whether or not this is a troll. This seems like a Balenciaga-esque type social experiment. No release date info on this sneaker yet. We've seen high-end brands really focus in on this hyper-aged aesthetic. These brands are being pushed more and more to be more innovative and more out there, and just more crazy, almost a little bit beautiful ugly. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Have they taken it too far with this pair? We've got some more Adidas sambas on the way. It's another collab, and this collab is inspired by napkins. Yeah, napkins. We're at that point now with the samba. This is a collab with Hagel. They are an experimental footwear design studio. And this particular collab seems to feature a number of different colorways, this white and sort of red or rose colorway, as well as this minty green colorway, pink, a green, vaulty type colorway. I don't know, I don't really like these that much, to be honest. They're kind of cool, they're kind of clean, there's nothing really wrong with them. But yeah, not really it for me. What do you guys think? We're gonna stick with Adidas and the samba because this year Leo Messi is going to be getting his own samba in two different colorways. The first in this white and purple colorway, and the other one a little bit more detailed in this white and blue colorway that features some extra details, including his logo. I think these are pretty cool. I like the blue pair a little bit more than the purple pair. What do you guys think? We also have another Wales Bonner samba. Two more colorways coming out this year. The first in this sort of brown colorway and the other in this sort of white colorway. These ones don't feature the extended fold over football tongue, a little bit more streamlined, but I don't know, man. I feel like the samba is starting to feel like it's getting rinsed. Actually, it's not starting to feel rinsed, it is getting rinsed. So look, I'm gonna put it out there right now. This year will mark the death of the samba, murder by saturation. All right, let's get into some New Balance news, and we've got an exciting collab between Kith and New Balance on the 1906R. There's two sneakers. There is a silver colorway and there's also a dark colorway. No precise release info for this release just yet, but speculation is around the springtime. Let's talk about some Asics news. The hidden New York Asics Gel NYC is supposedly coming out in March in this really clean colorway. It's a white and metallic silver and forest green concoction. The Asics logo features this sort of jagged edging, and this is kind of cool to see a brands like Hidden New York, who have started off as being like a digital mood board on Instagram, making moves to become a fully fledged brand worthy of collaborating with one of the hottest brands in sneakers right now. I think these are pretty cool. So we've got some exciting news coming up regarding a Timberland and Louis Vuitton collaboration, as well as Ace Ventura Reeboks, but let's go through some Nike news. We know we're getting the Black Toe reimagined this year, but it also looks like we are going to be getting a Nike Dunk Black Toe as well, and I'm sure you will agree with me when I say, who really cares? These are pretty cool, but I feel like this colorway is maybe like 2 or 3 years too late. We've also seen some official images of the Air Jordan 4 Bread reimagined, set to drop next month on Feb the 17th. I know there was rumors around a potential early access or a shock drop going down this week or potentially next week. Some of those rumors have been put to bed, but these images are looking good. I know there are also some early reviews out there. I know some people in the community have been a little bit divided on this shoe, but let's all be honest. We're all going to be going for these. We're all going to be interested in these. I feel like it's a no-brainer if you love this shoe and you love this colorway and you enjoy the wearability of leather, particularly over and above the Nubuck or the Doernbecher. Numbers are supposed to be really high on this pair, so I personally am really looking forward to this release. A shoe that I haven't spoken about up until this point are the Jordan Airship Soul Goods collab, and these are actually dropping next week on January the 20th, and I think these are really nice. In fact, I think this is probably one of the best airships we've had yet. Does that mean I want to buy them? No, but I do like the mashup on the materials. I like the gray suede around the toe cap and the mesh on the vamp. I'm digging the deep brown hues on the upper. This looks like a really high quality collab with a bit of thought behind it, and pretty cool. And because these come in at a much more reasonable price point of 150 bucks, I feel like this is a bit of a sleeper collab. We've also seen some images of the much anticipated up and coming KD4 Weatherman. No official release date info for these yet, but as these early pairs are out there and in circulation, they can't be too far away, and these are looking pretty cool. It's going to be a big year, as we know, for nostalgic Nike basketball collectors. These were at one point a real grail for a lot of people, and so it's really cool to see these get a retro. Did you guys see these Vomero 5s pop up at the Burlington outlet for like 50 bucks or something like that? Even though this looks like it is a very small size, this is a massive come up for someone because these are reselling for 300, 400, even 500 bucks. I've never had a come up like this in my life. And when I see come-ups like this at the outlets over there in the US, I get a little bit annoyed. Right, let's talk a little bit of basketball shoe news. We got some images of Anthony Edwards' signature Adidas sneaker in the Stormtrooper colorway. And listen, I think this shoe here is probably the best looking new basketball sneaker out there of any brand. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. We also got another colorway of Ja Morant's signature Nike sneaker, which is also a good looking sneaker in its own right. And this colorway is apparently inspired by AK-40. No, I'm only joking. It's apparently inspired by grills, which I can't really see. I mean, they look like they're, I mean, the colorway looks like it's more inspired by gums. Maybe that's what it is. We also had the first look at Kawhi Leonard's new basketball shoe with New Balance, the Kawhi 4. Not a big fan of this pink colorway, but this other colorway, sort of white and red, looked pretty cool. And then to round out basketball sneaker news, we've got Doernbecher, who was seen playing in a court purple version of the D-Book 1, which is another play on a famous Jordan, another Jordan 1, an OG metallic purple. And I'm wondering what you guys think about this whole strategy to build hype around the D-Book 1, because it is a good looking sneaker in its own right, but trading or cashing in on the clout and capital of these signature MJ colorways seems to me a little bit cheeky, or it could be genius. What do you guys think? Pharrell teases a Louis Vuitton collaboration with Timberlands. Now, if you guys have been paying attention to the world of what's hot in sneaker trends, you'll have no doubt come across a lot of people making videos with Timberland boots, and I don't know if Louis Vuitton have just noticed that and thought, damn, we need to get in on that, or this was always in the pipelines. But as you can see here from these pictures and from this video, you have the classic Timberland boots with the Louis Vuitton monogram logo on the lining. You get some co-branding on the hang tag as well, and they're pretty cool, if not pretty basic. This isn't the first time we'll have seen Timberland working with a designer brand. You guys might remember, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago now, maybe even more. They collaborated with Off-White, which were in their own rights pretty cool, but I think these, to be honest, are pretty underwhelming. I don't know what you would expect from this type of collab, but to me, it's not overly impressive, although these will certainly command a particularly impressive price. In one of the coolest collabs I don't think any of us ever saw coming, we have the Ace Ventura Ewings sneaker coming out. No release date on these, but these are commemorating the, and I feel old saying this, the 30th anniversary of Ace Ventura. The Ewing Rogue model is a pretty good looking sneaker in my opinion, and the color blocking, as you can see, is inspired by the Miami Dolphins. The print material on the upper, I'm going to assume, is inspired by Ace Ventura's loud open shirts. The custom packaging looks really cool, and as someone who remembers Ray Finkel, Laces Out, that whole Ace Ventura movie was so awesome, these are right up my alley nostalgia wise. And that is it for this week's sneaker wrap. Thank you guys so much as always for taking the time to watch the video. Do me a favor and like the video before you bounce, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care for now, and peace.